The sun sets along a river in western Russia. Fishermen cast their lines in the water, hoping to catch one more fish before the day ends. The locals take a stroll across a bridge that extends across the wide river. Here, people take the time to stop and enjoy the warm evening air. Next to the river, a group of people are gathered around a street performer. He tells stories and draws pictures on an easel. People laugh at his jokes and smile as he makes a connection with them. His name is Michael, and he is a Seventh-day Adventist. He and a team of young people from the local church come here several times a week to do art evangelism. Michael uses his artistic talents to tell a story to those who will stop and listen. A story of someone who loves them very much, someone who died for their sins and wants to make their lives whole. As Michael tells his stories, young people from the church pass out a newspaper called the Gazette. The paper tells readers of Christian values and how to better their lives. It may seem like a simple thing, but it has changed lives. It has brought new life to people who've been looking for something new, something to make their lives complete. Lives in the Euro-Asia division of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. The Euro-Asia division of the Seventh-day Adventist Church is comprised of 14 countries that were once part of the Soviet Union. The church has had a presence here for more than 100 years, yet growth here has been slow and extremely challenging. After the fall of communism close to 20 years ago, people thought they would have religious freedom. Some countries have been open to the Adventist message, but others have shut the doors of church buildings and even torn them down. Despite these challenges, the members here have a vibrancy and compassion for the church that can't be matched anywhere else in the world. They're not afraid to share their faith. The church here will grow. It will thrive. It will fulfill the gospel commission to tell the world. The Southern Union of the Euro-Asia Division is a complex place that includes some of the most difficult countries to work in. Church members here face some of the greatest challenges in the entire division. Despite these challenges, the leaders and members here are committed to reaching out to everyone in their local communities. They're committed to sharing the message of a God who loves and accepts all people. The town of Tokmak, along the border of Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan, was the training center for Russian MiG pilots during the Cold War. Now it is a sleepy town that sits in the Chu Valley under snow-capped mountains that mark the border with Kazakhstan. Here, the Seventh-day Adventist Church has operated an elementary school for the past 10 years. The school has 7 grades and has more than 120 students, the majority of who are not Christians. On the last day of the school year, the students gather on the front steps of the school to sing and be recognized for their achievements. Proud parents watch as their children recite poems, sing songs, and thank teachers for another school year. Some students shed tears, knowing that they won't be coming back to this Christian school after graduation. For the students here have come to realize that they have something in common with their Christian teachers and staff. At the conclusion of the service, one of the local parents offers a prayer in the style of the local religion. This parent is so committed to sending his children to this school that he drives a long distance each morning to make sure that his children attend the Christian school. The church in Tokmak has a goal of growing the school to more than an elementary school. They're currently working on plans to finish a new building that will not only house elementary and middle schools, but a training center as well.
The vision behind this school is great. We would like to have a vocational training school, full-time high school with vocational training. And on this base, we would like to educate our missionaries, especially from among indigenous people, and send them as tent makers all around our union to the places we would never imagine we could go and talk to people we've been praying for the last 100 years to reach.
Bishkek, the capital of Kyrgyzstan, is home to more than 900,000 people and is the cultural and economic center point of the country. Here, the church has taken several unique approaches to reaching out to the residents of this beautiful city. The church has set up what they refer to as the National Church. Each Sabbath, a service is held in a more traditional style that is more familiar to the members of the indigenous religion. This segment of the population makes up only 10% of the church and is an area of great emphasis for local church leaders. This new church attracted a lot of attention at first from local religious leaders.
The National Indigenous Church has begun in Kyrgyzstan. We had much attention from local imams, and right now we have good relationship with nearby mosques.
Another group that the church is reaching out to is the deaf community. Each Sabbath, a group of deaf church members meet in a small church building and hold services that are a sight to behold. They sing songs, study the Bible, and pray together in a service that has a real sense of fellowship. Members bring their friends and help to teach them the beliefs of a church that cares enough to provide a place for them to worship. Even though their voices can't be heard, their prayers and praise to God reach high into the heavens. The spiritual strength and commitment that they share each Sabbath should be an example for us all. In the country of Kazakhstan, the Seventh-day Adventist Church has built an evangelism and community center to serve the city of Almaty.
Этот общественный центр является большим благословением для этого мегаполиса.
This center has been a big blessing to the city of Almaty. This city does not have a big hall where we can gather all of our members. We have more than 500 members in this city.
This modern city is built on a plain at the foot of some of the most beautiful scenery in the division. Reaching the people with the gospel has been difficult at times, and one of the biggest challenges is finding places to hold evangelistic meetings.
The pastors are dreaming of a place like this where they can gather the people.
When construction on the new center is finished, it will house many needed services for the local community. One of these will be an English language school. The teachers from this school are a direct influence on their students.
And they're not only teaching language, which is of high requirement, especially now in this part of the world, but they also give lessons in their behavior, in their lifestyle, of what it means to be a Christian.
A portion of your 13th Sabbath offering this quarter will benefit the members of this union. It will also help to spread the message of hope in Jesus to the millions of people in this region who need to hear of a loving Savior. In the Russian town of Krasnodar, the Seventh-day Adventist Church is an active part of this community. Here, lay members have taken Jesus' call to spread the gospel to heart. Through their outreach, the church is growing and spreading Jesus' love. They've found new and creative ways to reach people. Small groups meet in homes, and church members share their faith with their neighbors and friends. Entire families are coming into the church, and they, in turn, share the story of Jesus with those they come in contact with. Hundreds of lives have been changed, and many of them can trace it to one thing: the Gazette newspaper. One of these people is Liana. One day, she found a copy of the Gazette outside her door and decided to read it. It changed her life. She says that without the church, her life would be empty.
It would be like a darkness. It would be like my life would not have a purpose.
Through the simple act of sharing a printed piece of paper, the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Krasnodar is changing lives. They're directly touching people and giving them hope. A portion of your 13th Sabbath offerings this quarter will go to build new churches in the Krasnodar region. These buildings will serve as houses of light to reach even more people and bring them out of the darkness. The Euro-Asia division of the Seventh-day Adventist Church faces many challenges. There are fewer than 140,000 members in this division, out of a population of 277 million. Yet, despite the hardships the church faces here, there are stories of triumph and victory, stories of people whose lives are being changed, stories that you are helping to make possible. Through your prayers and support of the mission offering, the lives of the people of the Euro-Asia Division are being directly affected. Thank you for your support of mission each Sabbath. To learn more about Frontline Missions, please visit AdventistMission.org.